Hey, how you doing, Connect Groups? Pastor Brian, wishing you Happy New Year. It's great to see you. Good to get back into the flow of life and Connect Group. But I do, feels kind of depressing. The house had a ton of cool Christmas decorations that are all slowly coming down. So we miss it around here. We love Christmas, but we have to press on. 2015's here. So Connect groups are going in the right direction. Just want to encourage you all. Keep going, keep coming. Set aside that time and enrich your life through others. And that's really what last Sunday, January 11th, was aiming to do, is look at our life as Christians and as churchgoers from the vantage point of one another. So the central text from Romans chapter 12 highlighted this sentiment in Romans 12:5. In Christ we who are many form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. So I'd love you to spend a few minutes and unpack what in the world does that mean. What does it mean to belong to all the others? And you can start with just talking about what it means to belong to those who are right there in that group, or if you want to take it from a larger circle of the church, or the biggest one in the world, or the smallest one, which would be a one-on-one relationship, perhaps a marriage. You can feel free to do that. Secondly, I want to encourage you to think about those concentric circles that we introduced on Sunday, and talk with one another about where you see yourself. We're moving from the world to a church attender, and then we're moving into a church member who serves, and then into a Connect group where we belong and can practice loving one another. Talk about how comfortable you feel being in a Connect group. I mean, let's be honest, it comes easy for some, and for others it's kind of a stretch. And then that next level at the core, to be in a one-on-one relationship with someone where you have more transparency, more disclosure. Talk about how comfortable you are, and kind of where you see yourself. Maybe you see some other categories, some other concentric rings that weren't mentioned. You can introduce those. And thirdly, I'll put out this idea of just taking one of the one another, there's the air quotes for the day, one another commands, and talk about what you would like to focus on. Which one is most important to you in 2015? Whether as an individual you want to concentrate there, so being kind to one another, or loving one another, or forbearing one another, forgiving one another. Just do a quick Google search of all the one another's and create a little list. So which one do you want to focus on personally, and which one, and maybe as a group, can you covenant together, agree, and say, hey, we're going to concentrate on this one in 2015, and see if we can become more patient with one another, or whatever it is. So enjoy that discussion, and then of course pray one for another, which is a big one. It's a part of our Christian experience, really, that I don't know how unique it is to all the religions of the world, but I'd say it's certainly central to the Christian reality, is that we don't just exist and coexist alongside one another, but we encourage, support, and spiritually we embrace one another in a unique and wonderful way. So praying for one another is one of the highest privileges that we have as a Christian. Make sure you do that before you leave Connect Group. So lastly, with my next 45 seconds, just want to make mention, I'm looking at my laptop to my left here, of the slide I didn't get to on Sunday. Probably for good reason, because I haven't figured it all out, but I just want to throw it out there for your consideration. Maybe the Lord will illuminate something to you. These series of concentric circles are about acknowledging one another, then moving towards serving one another, then loving one another. So that's when you're out here in the world, you acknowledge that each other exists. When you get in the church, you start to serve one another. And when you get into a group like you're in, you have an opportunity to love one another. Or maybe the group is your family or another small group. But the one-on-one is an opportunity to love one another as we love ourselves. There's something amazing that happens in a close-knit one-on-one relationship, in that you're sharing your life with someone, and because of their love and support and concern and care and their undying devotion to you, you begin to see yourself for who you really are. And this is, I think, what Jesus was after in his two great commands: to love God, or love the Lord first, and then love your neighbor as yourself. That once we get to that point of loving one neighbor as we love ourselves, we, in a sense, begin to discover what it is we really love. We'll be surprised at the things that come out of our mouth. We'll be ashamed at the things that come out of our mouth. And we'll be encouraged and also challenged by the things that come out of someone else's mouth. So those one-to-one relationships are a challenge for our church down the road. You may already be involved in one, but I want to encourage you that as you consider that path of life, it is one of the most revealing and, I'd say, intrinsically helpful ways to truly know yourself. There's very little a lot of hiding going on when we're on the outer rings. We can mask who we are and put on airs and costumes and all kinds of masks, which is the Greek root of hypocrisy. Is just being a play actor, is what it literally means. But when you get down to one-on-one, it's tougher and tougher to do that. Some people try, but eventually, when someone knows you long enough, they've seen all your acting skills, and they can push through that. So again, to encourage us towards embracing the group that we're in now, talk about belonging to one another, talking about the one another commands, and then already have your eye on a one-on-one opportunity to truly get to know someone and love them as you love yourself. God bless. Have a great Connect group. We'll see you on Sunday.